How to write the perfect essay. This is Essay Writing Revisited. There are several guides that I have provided for you that will help you along the way to writing a good essay. For example, how to write an essay, which is a step-by-step guide, a little bit more detailed than this presentation. And then you have a 5-paragraph essay format to tell you what font size you need and indentation and so on. How to write an introduction and conclusion, which is also a little bit more in-depth with examples. Source citation guide, which is a Harvard guide for you to properly cite your sources, and a quick guide to grammar, which we have worked on and will work on all year long as far as grammar exercises and vocabulary exercises are concerned. The first thing you need to do is choose your topic, and keep in mind that most exams actually choose them for you, but you will probably have the option of choosing between 3 or 4 essay questions. Also, make sure you reread the assignment you've chosen several times. Are you absolutely sure you know what you are being asked to do? Some of us think better in pictures, so the first step you may want to do is actually to mind map your thoughts and see the guide How to Write an Essay for a step-by-step guide to mind mapping. Now the thesis statement. Once you've mind mapped your thoughts, you want to go on to the thesis statement. Look at your mind map. Exactly what are you trying to say? Taking a look at the mind map we just looked at, it would be that cats, which is the topic, make excellent house pets, which is the point of the essay here. Also look at this link, How to Write an Essay, from the University of Indiana for more help. All right, now that we have our mind map and our thesis, what we can do now is go to an outline. I would also here write the thesis at the top, just below, right above here. Write your thesis down so that you can see whether your topic sentences here match your thesis. Here you see the topic sentences, those 3 main ideas that you wanted to come across, that you wanted to address, how you wanted to address the thesis. People enjoy the companionship of cats. They're civilized members of the household. And one of the most attractive features is their ease of care. All those 3 match the thesis statement, which is why cats make excellent house pets. Furthermore, here are your sub-ideas or your supporting arguments that you added for each topic sentence. So these 3 match this topic sentence, and each topic sentence matches the thesis statement. And again, I would suggest you write your thesis at the top of your outline right here. Okay? Now it's time to fill in the gaps of your outline for paragraphs that flow. Remember to avoid sentences that are too long and paragraphs that are too short, but try to vary your sentence length a bit. For example, by putting 2 shorter sentences with fanboys in between together, or making one simple sentence into a more complex sentence with a subordinate clause, either in front or at the end. See also this guide if you need more help to your topic sentences, also from Indiana. Here we have an example of a main body paragraph. In the first place, people enjoy the companionship of cats. Many cats are affectionate. They will snuggle up and ask to be petted or scratched under the chin. Who can resist a purring cat? And so on. Notice how these arguments flow from one to the next and how we filled in the gaps for language and content flow. Time for your introduction after your main body paragraphs, not before, because you now know what you've said. The introduction consists of sentences that lead to your thesis statement at the end of your introduction. See a separate guide for more in-depth coverage of introductions and conclusions. In an introduction, you can provide historical background, you can outline a present situation, you can define terms, you can discuss assumptions, you can add a small anecdote or quote, you can present a problem. There are several options here, and then leading into a thesis statement. And now it's time to write your conclusion. A conclusion can begin by somehow referring to the thesis. It sums up the essay as a whole. It refers to the arguments or arguments in a wider scope, but does not introduce new points and does not repeat too much. It leaves the reader with a sense of completion. See also separate guide for more in-depth coverage of introductions and conclusions. And now to your final touches. Add a title that's suitable, and you may even want to be a little bit creative. Don't make it too long though, and remember to capitalize to capitalize the title. See format for how to capitalize your title. Check the 5-paragraph essay format, as I just said, title, font, text size, indentation, and so on. Remember your written challenges. Rephrase and simplify, perhaps, comma rules. Check your language for repetition, informal words, and vocabulary that exaggerates. For example, everyone knows, huge, obviously, clearly. Give your essay a rest, and then reread it twice. Make sure that you always give it a rest, though, because you want a clear mind. Check for linking words for added content and language flow, should you add some here and there. See separate documents for ideas for linking words. And also see separate guide for source citation, for proper source citation. In the guide to how to write an essay, you will see this essay and also another sample essay, but I've just added it here for you to quickly see. Note that when you do write an essay, you are not going to add boldface or underlining or italics. This is just to show you where the thesis, the original sentences you were working on, your main ideas, companionship of cats, civilized members of the household, and their ease of care. Those were your 3 main ideas to say why you thought cats were great. And then you wrote your thesis statement. Despite what dog lovers may believe, cats make excellent house pets. Okay, and then we move on to your supporting arguments for each topic sentence. So notice how those are underlined. Here's another example of a thesis statement. The Story of Stuff is a film about how the Western world consumes far too much. Notice it's not a question, it's a statement. The topic is the documentary, The Story of Stuff, and the point of the essay is how the Western world consumes too much. Here's another example of the makings of a thesis statement, or the thesis statement. Using computers in high school will help students improve their analytical skills. What do you think is the topic here, and what is the point of the essay? Here's another example. Indian children are very resourceful in the methods they use to beg for money. What do you think is the topic, and what is the point of the essay here? This PowerPoint or a presentation has been meant to, had the goal of actually reminding you how to write an essay. If you need a little bit more in-depth knowledge, please remember that you can go back to the guides, more in-depth guides, both how to write an essay, how to write an introduction and conclusion, how to format an essay, and so on. Good luck.